Okay. So hello everybody. It's nice to see whoever is here. I hope more people will join. I hope you're having a great Monday. And we're going to be talking about commercial real estate today. Ariane is going to do a presentation about his latest knowledge and new developments in this field. So let's start. Let's give Ariane the word.
Okay, thank you so much, Vadim. So we would be discussing about introduction to commercial real estate development, and right now we would be looking from a developer's point of view. So this is the chapter overview where you see the image of the retail restaurant which is available for lease. This is the end product. Right now, what I will be presenting would be the whole process which is behind this, uh, creating this development and leasing it at the end. It just not talks about leasing, it talks about how the developers create a vision and how they align their goals with the municipality and early stages. Basically, it determines the early stages if the whole development would make sense financially and according to the location, if it makes sense. Only then the developer proceeds further with the whole project.
Mhm.
So here we look at the real estate cycle. The developers closely analyze the real estate cycle to make sure that it aligns with their goals, the future goals of the development. They would be putting in millions of dollars. There is a lot of risk involved, and they need to analyze the market very carefully to make sure the entry point is right. So this is a real estate cycle where we see how there's the demand, how the vacancy goes, and the best time to enter is during the peak of expansion or just at the bottom of expansion. Hyper supply and recession would be a time of exit or time of development to make sure that again when the development is completed, they are at expansion. So looking at this real estate cycle, the developers plan their whole development and make sure that the projected revenue is uh, received on time.
So Victoria and Gita joined us on Instagram. Hi, ladies. We are here in our presentation about and discussions about commercial real estate. If any questions, please write it in the comments and questions. Thank you. And Faith also joining. Hi, Faith.
Then we look at a location analysis. This is done in the uh, pre-market state where the developer analyzes the whole location to make sure that it's the right location basically. They also do a deep analysis of the demographics to make sure the climate, the overall accessibility, and the people, the community interest is taken into consideration while making the whole development. There have been throughout this course, I've noticed the case studies where the community has anti-development sentiments, which lead to delays in the whole process. This is one of the most important criteria, zoning fit test. If you see on the left side, we have the whole projected development. This is the whole map of the projected development. This is done at the early stage of the development to make sure that this passes the zoning laws of the municipality. If you see right now, there's a roof, there are apartments, and there is the basement in the projected development. At the same time, on the right hand side, if you see, there is the net leasable area. This basically shows that if we are projecting a whole floor, it's not the whole floor which is going to be leased, it is some part of the floor. The rest of the floor will be used as a corridor and washrooms. So this is known as the efficiency rate, and the main projected rates and revenue are calculated through the efficiency rate. If you look at the picture on the right hand side, you will get an exact idea. The blue area is the efficiency area which will be leased, and the red area is the common area. Looking at this model, each floor has projected revenues, and all of this revenues added and later projected to the lenders, because the lenders are the main uh, interest holders who finance the project. So this is one of the main and the most important component of the whole course, which is the pencil test. The pencil test is done at the initial stage to determine the feasibility of the project. If the pencil test doesn't pass the project, then it's not feasible for the developer to go ahead. As I discussed previously, we have efficiency factors compared to the annual square feet rate to make sure that we have the accurate amount of rent projected to the lenders and to the developers, so that the calculation comes into place and they have accurate calculations. This is the flow chart of pencil test on the left hand side, where they compare the gross income with the total operation expenses, and then they have the net operating income, that's the annual cash flow, and then they compare this to the equity and to the total amount of loan which they have from the borrower, to make sure that they have a good exit strategy. Now I will show you an example of pencil test on Excel file.
Now we cannot see file yet.
Yes, you can see now. So this is the pencil test flow chart which I previously described. And if you compare it to the projected image of the whole apartment, if you look at this, there is each floor of the building. It also describes the type of the development. So it's the roof structure which can't be leased, it's the apartment, it's the office space, and then the retail space in the bottom. This is a whole multi-family unit comprising of 10 stories, 10 being the roof, nine being residential, and 3 floors for commercial use, 2 for office, 1 for retail. All of them having the efficiency factor of 80%. This is the total area, gross area, and this is the leasable area. Once they take this, the leasable area, they multiply it with the rate per square feet to get the most accurate gross income they will receive. This also has the lenders table, which shows how much interest, how much principal, and how much uh, monthly installments would be going to to the lender, to make sure that the debt obligation is equivalent to the uh, output being produced by the whole property. So this is the final output, and here we get the leasable area, and there are also the development costs taken into consideration, like the land cost, the construction cost, soft cost, fixed capital cost. All these have to be calculated to make sure that the total development cost with the amount borrowed makes sense and is feasible. Once once the pencil test is passed, this is the initial stage of the project planning, and then the project is further forwarded into the project manager, who starts planning and building the structure, the base level structure of the whole project. This this stage also determines the previous feasibility. So the lenders are also shown this projection, and their trust has been their trust would be granted for the whole project. The approvals are taken, even the zoning is uh, passed before this test. So this is basically the most important, the first crucial step to commercial real estate development. uh, by this, I would be ending the presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. And see you soon in the next presentation. We will talk about other part of development, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.